guys, it is Saturday, May 30th. It's day 60, I think 5 on the PCT. It is 5:07 in the morning. Got up at 2:45. Have been hiking since about 3:45 and headed towards the summit of Mount Whitney. The summit of Mount Whitney. It is very windy, I apologize. Hello, marmot. Yeah. Hey everyone, today is PCT day 65. I hiked 16 miles, however none of them counted towards the PCT. Woke up at about 2:45 this morning, summited Mount Whitney. We arrived up there, I think we left at like 3:50 is when we left camp, and arrived on the summit of Mount Whitney at 8:44 this morning, so that's a super fast summit. It was really hard. The first part was in the dark, which was fine because it was just regular trail. Didn't have any snow. We weren't climbing any switchbacks or anything really. And then it was light enough by the time we were climbing any switchbacks or going into any snow that we were fine that way. There was snow about halfway up the switchbacks, and then halfway up the switchbacks was clear, and then the other half was snowy, and then there was some sketchy snow at the top where we had to pull out our ice axes. We got to the top, and it was extremely cold, extremely windy. Our water bottles were freezing with the water in them. Our filters froze. We got into the summit shelter and literally spent 45 minutes trying to warm up in the shelter before coming back down. We didn't even get to enjoy the summit. It's not exactly the way I wanted to summit Whitney. I think we just got unlucky and had a bad weather day. It was sunny. There's a little bit of clouds in the distance, but it was just so cold and so windy. Like, even taking any pictures or videos, fingers feel like they're gonna freeze off, and you just can't. I tried to send a few text messages and do some FaceTiming, and I couldn't even get text messages to send, and I think that had more to do with the wind than anything else, because everyone else said that the service up there was great when the weather was fine the last 2 days. So probably not my favorite experience of the trail. When we came back down, coming down was much easier. We came down, oh, sorry, my water's boiling. Hold on. Okay, made myself some cinnamon hot chocolate to drink while I wait for my dinner to cook. So yeah, so that was the summit. When we came down from the summit, the first part coming down was a little sketchy, really windy and cold, but as soon as we got out of that wind and into some better weather, it was absolutely gorgeous. It's so beautiful out there. It's stunning up there. And I mean, I think my experience was limited just that the weather just didn't cooperate with us. At least it wasn't raining. I mean, it could have certainly been worse, but it just wasn't quite the experience that I was hoping for, and definitely not my favorite on trail. But it is what it is, and maybe someday I'll come and do it as a summit from the other end, and maybe I'll do it where I can avoid all the snow, and I can cherry pick the weather a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. But right now, I mean, I did it, and it was beautiful views, and the hike back was just so pretty. It was great. Also playing into that is that yesterday was a rough day, and today I am so tired. I think I got like 3 hours of sleep before doing the summit yesterday. So that doesn't help my perception, I think, of it. And then my tent broke last night, and the door won't close anymore. So I also have to make it back into town and now order a new tent and hope that I'm not off trail for too long, because you only have 30 days to get through the Sierra. And if I'm off trail for a week waiting for a tent, I'm not sure I can make it through the Sierra, and I did not want to rush this section. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Hey guys, so it's still day 65 on the PCT, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about yesterday. Yesterday was day 64 on the PCT. It was a gorgeous day weather-wise. The hiking was beautiful. I just had a bad day. I call it a quitting day. Everything I did went wrong. Everything made me want to quit. Everything made me want to go home. I fell in the river. I lost my trekking pole. I got to camp just in time to find out that my entire crew bailed on me for summiting Mount Whitney, which was the whole reason of building a crew in the first place. And then I set up my tent and found out that my tent was broken, and it broke worse throughout the night. I was at least able to limp things along at the beginning of the night, but by 10:30 p.m. the door won't, it's not even going to close at all. Anything can crawl in. A marmot can crawl in and sleep with me if it wants. Hopefully I'd wake up and notice that, but it's possible. So yeah, it was just a crummy day, and I just wasn't in the best of moods with everything going on. And I mean, it was a quitting day. And the thing I want to say about that is that they happen out here. And for me, one of my rules is I'm not allowed to quit on a quitting day. If I have a phenomenal day and I had a great time and I'm sitting at the top of a mountain and I'm just having the time of my life and I still want to quit, okay, yeah, then it's time to quit. Absolutely. But I love it out here. I've had way more good days than bad days. And, you know, I've definitely had my times down in the dumps, but if you're going to live in the woods for 6 months or 5 months, however much it ends up being, you're going to have days in the dumps. You have days in the dumps at home. So, just wanted to touch base on that. Excuse the clearing in my throat. I'm still clearing some of the fluid out from altitude sickness from climbing Whitney, but yeah, so, you know, those days happen. They happen in life. They happen on the trail. They happen on vacation. They happen everywhere. There are days where nothing goes right. There are days where it sucks and you want to quit and you just want to go home and curl up in bed after taking a hot shower. This is my dream. A hot shower, warm, clean, dry clothes that I have not been wearing for 2 months, and just eat what I want out of the refrigerator when I want it and then curl up in bed. Yes, those days exist all the time out here. But if I succumbed to that, I wouldn't have seen the beauty of coming down Whitney today. I wouldn't have the pride of finishing it, even though it was not my favorite experience. And this whole experience is something that's going to be so worth pushing through every one of those quitting days. And I know I've already had way more good days, and I'm going to keep having way more good days. So take that on in life and apply that everywhere else too.